Greetings everyone, this is Rock from Spot Connection with the second part of my Marvel HeroClix XMen, the animated series Dark Phoenix Saga unboxing series. So, first part, we managed to get two super rares, including a super rare colossal and a prime, as well as one rare colossal. Excuse me. Also, amongst the stuff here, we have the two colossals that I got in the pre-release Onslaught and Eugene Torbit Witherspan, aka the Nerd Juggernaut. So, I mentioned that the XMen animated series is one of the best superhero cartoons ever, and in my opinion, there are three that are the gold standard for superhero cartoons. XMen the animated series being one of them, followed by Batman animated series and the Spawn cartoon from HBO. All three had the look, the feel, and managed to tell stories that either adapted source material fairly well and at least we'll say 75% accurately so yeah, all around good times. One of the boldest things that the X-Men animated series did was, a few seasons in, they said, hey, you know what? Let's adapt the Dark Phoenix Saga, which is still, to this day, over 40 years later, considered to be the greatest X-Men story of all time. And to be perfectly honest, it kind of is. So, anyway, let's get back. I mentioned the animated series adapting the Dark Phoenix Saga. They actually did it very well. I mean, it's not 100% accurate, but it's fairly accurate. And mainly the inaccuracies stem from characters who, at the time of events that occurred in the comic, they weren't members of the X-Men at that point in the comics and in fact, in some cases, didn't even exist in the comics yet. Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, they didn't exist. Beast was an ally, had gone off on his own, so yeah. But they still managed to get a fairly accurate version of the story, and the story's been adapted 3 different times for other media. The cartoon adapted it, and then Fox tried to adapt it twice in the movies. The only one of those that I consider to be actually a good adaptation is the cartoon, because it's actually a good adaptation. Anyway, back to the unboxing. We'll start off with, basically, where we left off. Alrighty. Okay. We got a Danger Room simulation. Magneto. We actually also pulled it to pre-release. Blob, who we also pulled to pre-release. Who's this? Oliver Trask, okay. Looks like it's another villain booster. And Dear Agent Cajun himself. Gambit. Making his first regular mass market set appearance since Wolverine in the X-Men 6 years ago. And our Colossal is Sentinel Squad ONE. Which is actually a vehicle. Okay. Yeah, quick look at Sentinel Squad ONE there. Now, even though we did pull them in the pre-release, and I did do a video about pieces I pulled in the pre-release, I will be going over Blob and Magneto for this because, well, it's been a few weeks since the pre-release. Okay, I'll start things off, though, with Bolivar Trask. So Bolivar Trask is a scientist who was responsible for creating the Sentinels. He's not exactly a friend of mutants, if you get my drift. So, Bolivar comes in at 35 points. He's got the Sentinel and Scientist keywords. And he's got trait, Stoking Mutant Hysteria, Fear-mongering. Leadership, when he uses and succeeds instead of the normal effect, Generator Friends of Humanity. Okay, this one is actually the same as Senator Kelly's. He can generate a Friends of Humanity, or he can generate a Sentinel token, or a Sentinel, which I haven't pulled that Sentinel yet. So, all right, looking at the dial, we've got a couple clicks of sidestep followed by a couple clicks of stealth. On defense, we've got a couple clicks of willpower followed by a couple clicks of super senses. On damage, we've got four clicks, full dial of the special power, Creator of the Sentinel Initiative. Support is a free action, but only to target characters with either the Sentinel or Robot keyword. Which, it's good that they gave the Friends of Humanity and Senator Kelly all the Sentinel keyword, because Trask can then use support on them. Moving on, we've got Magneto. Now, Magneto, this is the Danger Room construct of Magneto. There are 3 Danger Room constructs in the set: Magneto, Sabretooth, and Mr. Sinister. And to a degree, they're kind of like primes in a normal set. So, yeah. Though there are still 4 primes in the set, in the form of 3 prime Colossals and Morph. So, Magneto comes in at 50 points. He's got the Brotherhood of Mutants and Robot keywords. He also has the Brotherhood of Mutants team ability. You got 2 traits. First off, Danger Room Construct. When Magneto makes an attack, after resolutions, give him an error token for each 1 in the attack roll, maximum of 3. If he has 2 or less error tokens, characters take a maximum of 1 damage from Magneto's attacks. Magneto takes a maximum of 1 damage from opponent's attacks, and he can't be healed or chosen for Mastermind. Also, this is protected from Pulse Wave. Okay. Next up is Lessons from the Danger Room, Magneto. If Magneto is KO'd by an opposing character for the rest of the game, that character can use Energy Shield Deflection. Oh, okay, I was wrong. 3 traits. Simulated Master of Magnetism. Force Blast. When Magneto knocks back an opposing character, you may choose the direction of the knockback. Alright, okay. Looking at the dial, we've got a full run of Running Shot. On attack, we start off with a few clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a couple clicks of Pulse Wave. On defense, he's got Indomitable, and then we get a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Energy Shield Deflection. And finally, on damage, we've got 3 clicks straight from the beginning, starting at the beginning of Range Combat Expert. Alright, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Next up, we've got Blob. Now, Blob, we haven't seen in Clicks since the Days of Future Past set. Oh, God, that was a long time ago, too. Blob comes in at 60 points. He's got the Pillars of Mutants and Freedom Force keywords. And we got 2 traits. He has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, same as everyone else from the Brotherhood. Magneto, Sabretooth, Mesmero, Pyro, so far. So yeah. If you were to remove a token from him, heal him, other than clearing, heal him 1 click. Next up is Nothing Moves the Blob. Immobile, but only if it's not your turn. At the end of your turn, if Blob was not moved or placed this turn, give him a stability token. Blob modifies his defense by +1 for each stability token. When he moves or is placed, remove his stability tokens. Okay, alright. Looking at the dial, we get a couple clicks of charge, followed by a few clicks of plasticity. On attack, we get a couple clicks of super strength, followed by a few clicks of quake. On defense, we got a full run of the special power. Is that the best you got, Pipsqueak? Blob takes a maximum of 1 damage from attacks. Blob can only be chosen for Mastermind by characters that he shares a keyword with. And he's protected from the power itself is protected from Outwit and Pulse Wave. So, yeah, if he's in the line of fire if he's in the area of effect for Pulse Wave, 1 damage, no big. On damage, we get a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alright, next up we've got Gambit. It's been a good year for Gambit. We got 2 versions of him in Regenesis, a regular version and a Horseman version. Then we get this version of him, and the Fast Forces also features him. Alright, so Gambit here comes in at 65 points. He's got the XMen team ability as well as the XMen, Assassin, and Martial Artist keywords. Also, he has improved movement, ignores hindering terrain. Okay, looking at the dial, we've got a couple clicks of the special speed power. The name is Gambit. Remember it. He's a running shot and stealth. That gives way to Force Blast and then Stealth. Well, Stealth by itself. On attack, we open up with a special power 5-card stud. Jacks are better to open. Energy Explosion. When Gambit uses it, if the roll is doubles and hits, increase the damage dealt to all hit targets by +1. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. So if you use Energy Explosion and roll a crit hit, yeah, that's gonna. Oh man, that's gonna be mean. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, that gives way to regular Energy Explosion and then back to 5-card stud. On defense, he's indomitable. That's kind of a surprise. I did not expect that on Gambit's card. Or on Gambit's dial. A click of willpower? Sure. 2 clicks? Sure, but built-in willpower. Okay, I'm surprised. We get a few clicks of toughness, followed by a few clicks of combat reflexes. And finally on damage, we open up and end blank, but for the middle, we've got 2 clicks of perplex. And finally, we've got Sentinel Squad ONE. Now, the ONE is the Office of National Emergency. They're a government agency in the Marvel Universe. They first appeared in the aftermath of House of M, when Scarlet Witch said no more mutants and depowered all but 198 mutants on the face of the planet. So the ONE declared the Xavier Mansion to be basically a reservation, so to speak, for mutant kind, and they rounded up every mutant they could find in the country and brought them, and basically said, okay, yeah, you're staying here, and they surrounded the mansion with Sentinels from the Office of National Emergency. Now, the Sentinel Squad, the ONE Sentinel Squad, well, the Sentinels from the ONE were actually Basically mechs that were piloted mechs. And truth be told, one of them was piloted by James War Machine Rhodes. So, yeah, interesting tidbit. Anyway, so Sentinel Squad ONE comes in at 70 points, has the Sentinel, Armor, Robot, and Soldier keywords. And we've got ourselves 1, 2, 3 starting lines. Also, it is apparently a vehicle. So, alright. So, you got 2 traits. First off is Prime Directive. At the beginning of your turn, Sentinel Squad ONE may move 1 square. If an opposing character with the XMen or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword is on the map, it may move 1 additional square. Okay. Next up, Sentinel Squad ONE Bonding. Autopilot. Willpower, but only a Sentinel Squad ONE has a pilot. Alright, so looking at the dial, we've got... Basically, we have 3 separate 70-point dials. On the first one, so we'll basically look at each one individually. First off, you've got a more range attack dial. With a few clicks of running shot at various points on the dial. Full dial of energy explosion, then going back and forth between inertial deflection and toughness, and then on the same clicks as toughness, it has also range combat expert. Okay, next one is a more close combat oriented dial. The composition is actually, the power placement is very similar to the previous one. We got charge in basically the same spots, then a full dial of quake, then combat reflexes and back to combat reflexes and toughness, and on the same clicks as toughness, close combat expert. Finally, we have on the last dial we got 3 clicks of sidestep, again in the same placement as running shot and charge on the other 2 dials. A full dial of the special attack power, advanced multi-targeting system. Incapacitate. When Sentinel Squad ONE uses it and hits an opposing character and that character gets an action token, after resolutions it can use Incapacitate at no cost, but only to target a character that Sentinel Squad ONE hasn't targeted with Incapacitate this turn. And it can then repeat it. It can then continue to use it. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's... You can basically be like, okay, incap. Then on defense, we've got super senses and toughness. And then enhancement. 3 clicks of enhancement. 1 click of enhancement. 2 clicks of empower. 2 clicks of enhancement. Then one click at the end of enhance or of empower. Okay. They changed things up a little bit on the last dial, but yeah, all right, okay. It's a neat concept. I like it. I really like that. Okay, let's get you guys all situated to boot. Okay, moving on to the next booster. Oh yeah, alright, so we got ourselves on our Cyclops. Beast, Toad, another Wolverine, and mentioned there were 2 Proteus. Well, we got the other Proteus, too. This will actually be fairly easy to get through because there's only 2 figures to go over. Alright. Okay, so we'll start off with Toad. So Toad they did retrain the skull to stay back, to properly stay back, but yeah. Toad here comes in at 45 points. He's got the Brotherhood of Mutants team ability and the Brotherhood of Mutants keyword. He also has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait. Same, does the same thing. When you remove a token from him, other than clearing action tokens, heal him 1 click. Alright, so looking at the dial, we've got on speed, a full dial of the special power Pouncing Pest. Gives him leap, climb, and plasticity. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Incapacitate, followed by a few clicks of Quake. And on defense, we open up with the special defense power Used to Getting Slapped Around. Super Senses. When Toad uses it and fails, after resolutions, you may either move him a number of squares equal to his Super Senses result, or remove an action token from him, which would then trigger the Mutant Brothers and Sisters. Interesting, okay. And, yeah, that can actually be a very pain-in-the-ass character to deal with as well. Next up, we've got Proteus. We're going to have to do some modifying of how we have this set up, it looks like. Okay, so Proteus comes in at either 250 points, 150 points, 70 points, or 10 points. He has the Power Cosmic Team ability as well as the Deity, Monster, and Ruler keywords. Okay, this is actually Proteus from his most recent appearance before House of X and Powers of 10. Okay, so we got 2 traits. Yeah, 2, just 2. The Garden of Proteus. Whenever a character within range is given a costed action, after resolutions you may generate a blocking, hindering, obscuring, or water terrain marker within 3 squares of that character, but not in their square. At the beginning of your turn, remove all terrain markers generated by Proteus. Okay. Next up, you're not hurting him, you are feeding him. When Proteus is missed by a ranged attack after resolutions, heal him 1 click. Proteus can heal past his starting lines in this way, but can't be healed any other way. Okay, alright. Oh boy. Alright, so he's got to get hit with a range attack. Alright. So, looking at the dial, we get a few clicks of stealth, followed by some charge, followed by some sidestep, followed by some force blast, and then on the very last click we have the special speed power. Colossal Retaliation. Oh, well, I tried. It's a free action. As a free action, if no friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacks Proteus or damage a friendly character since your last turn. Place Proteus such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so, also targeting all other opposing characters within 3 squares in line of fire. Hit characters gain immobile until your next turn. Ooh, mean. Kind of like it. Looking at the, back to the... Alright, so on attack, starts off blank for more than a few squares, then we get some super strength, followed by some telekinesis. Is that? Yeah, okay. Followed by incapacitate. On defense, we've got some invulnerability, some toughness, some super senses, which then leads to the special defense power. Snap back into focus, which is it's a stop click but he also has super senses. Then super senses, impervious, snap back into focus, toughness, super senses, and finally once again on the last click, snap back into focus. As for damage, we've got a few clicks of probability control, a couple clicks of shape change, some outwit, and some perplex. Okay, alright. All in all, not bad. Not bad at all. Alrighty. Moving on to our next booster. Ooh, okay, we got Sauron. We got another Blob. Another Callisto. And another Deadpool. It's kind of nice to have these ones where I can just do, just a couple figures. And... Green Dragon Puff. Alright. Yeah, I'm taking a few hints, a few pointers from Scott Porter on unboxing, so yeah. Scott Porter does WizKids official unboxing videos for each set. So, yeah, I may have taken a few pointers watching his videos. Okay, so, Puff. Sauron. Blob. Deadpool. And Callisto. Okay. So we'll start off with Sauron. Classic X-Men villain. Also, one we haven't seen since, well, I don't think since Wolverine and the X-Men, honestly. So again, 6 years. So Sauron comes in at 85 points. He's got the Brotherhood of Mutants team ability, as well as the Brotherhood of Mutants Savage Land, Animal, and Scientist keywords. Damn it. I just wish we could get one with... Still one keyword I want on a version of him we haven't gotten. That's Weapon X, but oh well. Okay, so Sauron has 2 traits. First off, you got my mutant brothers and sisters. So remove an action token from other than clearing, heal them 1 click. Next is absorb your life force. Poison. When Sauron uses it, damages 1 or more opposing characters after resolutions. Remove an action token from him. Ooh, nice. Okay. Looking at the dial. Obviously, he's a flyer. I'll get some charge, followed by some mind control, and at the very end, a click of Earthbound neutralized. On attack, we get a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, and then 4 straight clicks of Steel Energy. Defense, he's indomitable. Always a plus. And invulnerability, toughness, combat reflexes, and on his last click, the special power, we get special defense power, Dr. Karl Lykos. Stop. Support. When Sauron uses it, beats it, and heals a character after resolutions, heals Sauron 1 click. Okay. Then on damage, we get a couple clicks of Shape Change, followed by a few clicks of Battle Fury, and then at the very end, a click of Outwit. Okay. Very nice. Moving on to the Green Dragon Puff. And if you notice, yes, that is Lockheed there on the sculpt as well. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so Puff here comes from a mid-'80s issue of Uncanny X-Men. Alright. Okay, so we got a trait. Well, first off, Puff comes in at 225, 150, or 75 points. Got the animal and monster keywords. Okay. Then we got the trait Winds that can upend tanks. Force Blast. When Green Dragon Puff moves 1 or more times during an action, after resolutions, she can use Force Blast at no cost. Okay. Looking at the dial, we got we start off with hypersonic speed, which gives way to the special power building a nest out of a skyscraper. Oh, it's Q the Winged Serpent. Okay. Sidestep. As a free action, destroy an adjacent piece of blocking terrain. If you do, generate and hold a light object, then make a range object attack. Green Dragon Puff may activate this twice per turn. Okay. Then back to hypersonic, then running shot, then back to building a nest, back to running shot, and finally in the last few clicks, charge. On attack, we start off with nothing, but then we get some smoke cloud, then some energy explosion, then back to smoke cloud, back to energy explosion, and then blaze for the last 3 clicks. Defense, Puff's indomitable. We got some impervious, then some invulnerability, some toughness, back to invulnerability, back to toughness, then invulnerability and toughness for the rest, and then like the toughness for the last handful of clicks on the dial. Now the only thing we got on damage is a special power. Revert to original size. Green Dragon Puff has the tiny size icon instead of colossal and can't use her trait. Okay, alright. Okay. Next booster. So far, we're doing pretty good, I'd say. 3 super rares. The prime. Oh, I know exactly we got in the way of a colossal for this pack. Alright. And, oh my god, is that another super rare? Yes. Yes, it is. Cassandra Nova. Kleinstock Brothers. Wolverine. And Fabian Cortez. Well, well. As for our Colossal, it's Nimrod. Wow, we've actually... Okay. Sheesh, that's 4 super rares so far. Okay, so... Put Wolverine over here with other duplicates. And we'll save Nimrod for last. Because, you know, no real point in going up in... Because, well, may as well. He's the big guy. Alright. So we'll start off with Kleinstock Brother. Okay, so Kleinstock. There are... Within the Acolytes, there were 3 brothers. Eric, Harlan, and Sven Kleinstock. And 3 could merge into one person. But each one had a different power set. So, Kleinstock Brother comes in at 33 points, has the Acolytes keyword, and we got 2 traits. First off is Merged Form. When Kleinstock Brother starts the game, chooses a starting line. Invulnerability and damage +1, but only if Kleinstock Brother is within 3 squares of exactly one friendly character named Kleinstock Brother, both with different starting lines. Impervious and damage +2, but only if within 3 squares of exactly 2 friendly characters named Kleinstock Brother. All with different starting lines. Okay. Then we got the Mutant Messiah trait. So you choose a friendly character with the Acolytes, Brotherhood, or XMen keyword, and that character can use Mastermind, but only to choose characters with the Mutant Messiah trait. Okay, so looking at the dial, so we've got our shooter basically, running shot on speed, penetrating psychic blast on attack, and toughness on defense. In fact, they've all got toughness on defense. Then we got our close combat dial. Click a charge, 3 clicks of quake, 3 clicks of toughness. And then we got our flying dial, which has a special power, Eric, the flying one, on speed. Sidestep, flight. Passenger can carry 2 passengers, but only to carry friendly characters named Kleinstock Brother. Okay. Then you got Precision Strike and that other toughness, because I completely forgot the word. Okay, moving on to Fabian Cortez. So Fabian Cortez was the initial leader of the Acolytes. As I recall, he was a Genosian national. He hijacked a space shuttle and was being chased by possibly SHIELD, possibly Genosian authorities. Anyway, the whole thing was that him and the mutants he escaped with were planning to go to Asteroid M, wanted to go to Asteroid M and seek refuge with Magneto. However, this was all a ruse on the part of Cortez, who actually was part of a group of mutants called the Upstarts, who were young up-and-coming mutants that were part of a game of sorts, where the idea was they would kill mutants. And they would get points for killing said mutants. It would turn out in the end that the whole idea was that Hellfire Club Black Queen Selene was actually trying to build her own, was rebuilding the Inner Circle, and doing so with mutants who did not betray her, or who had not yet betrayed her, and by killing the mutants who had betrayed her within the club. Cortez, for a good long while, actually was in the lead of the game, as he had apparently, seemingly killed Magneto. But it turned out that Magneto survived due to one of the other acolytes, a mutant named Chrome, who encased Magneto in, well, chrome, allowing him to survive the fall to Earth. So, Fabian Cortez comes in at 45 points. He's got the Acolytes keyword, as well as the Mutant Messiah trait. So you can pick someone with Acolytes, Brotherhood, or XMen, and that character can use Mastermind, but only to choose characters with the Mutant Messiah trait. His next trait is called Power Overload. You have a power action to choose an adjacent character. Modify the chosen character's combat values by +1 until your next turn. At the end of your turn, roll a d6. On a 3 through a 6, deal the chosen character 1 unavoidable damage and heal Fabian Cortez 1 click. Okay. Looking at the dial, we get a few clicks of stealth, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, we start off with nothing, but for the rest of the dial, we've got steal energy. On defense, we open up with willpower, which gives way to mastermind. And then on damage, we open up with the special power Follow the Way of Magnus, enhancement and leadership. And that gives way to exploit weakness. Yes. Alright. Next up, we've got Cassandra Nova. Cassandra Nova was created by Grant Morrison. She is, in fact, turns out that in the womb, Charles Xavier had a twin sister, whom he devoured. Well, her mind lived on in basically in the dark recesses of Xavier's mind. Which makes me wonder just how she got along with Onslaught, but hey, not the point. Anyway, she would eventually start taking control to a degree and doing stuff. She, in fact, was largely responsible, I should say, for the Genosian genocide in the beginning of Grant Morrison's X-Men run, wherein a fleet of Sentinels flew over to Genosha and just bombarded the island and killed 16 million mutants. So, Cassandra Nova comes in at 150 points. She has the Brotherhood of Mutants. Sentinel and Ruler keywords. She also has improved targeting, ignores characters. And we have the trait, the Mind Field. Mind Control. When Cassandra Nova uses it, for each character she hit after resolutions, those that attacked and hit get an approved token, and otherwise they get a rejected token. Characters with one or more approved tokens modify attack +1 when on your force, and characters with rejected tokens modify attack -1 when not on your force. Okay. And as far as I can tell, you can have one of each, so yeah. Looking at the dial, we've got a couple clicks of stealth followed by a few clicks of sidestep, a full dial of penetrating psychic blast. On defense, she's indomitable, and she opens up with a special defense power. Can only be attacked on the astral plane. Super senses, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. Close attacks deal a maximum of 1 damage to Cassandra Nova. Not bad, like at all. Then we get regular super senses, and then back to astral plane, and then finishing up with super senses, regular super senses. Oh boy, she's got some just the nasty stats too. Then on damage, we open up with a special power, Leader of the Clear Mountain Institute. Leadership, Perplex, Shape Change. When Cassandra Nova uses leadership and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate a Dark Phoenix Saga #5 guard command. Okay. I'm guessing that's where those guys came from. I was honestly curious. So after a few clicks of that, we then finish up with 3 clicks of Shape Change. Not too shabby. Also, her first Shape Change, it should be noted, coincides with her having a 12 attack with Penetrating Psychic Blast and the ability to deal 5 damage. Oh boy, yeah, she's something, all right. All right, now Nimrod. Nimrod is a future sentinel, seen most notably in the X-Men Days of Future Past movie, as well as I want to say it was Days of Future Past. No, there was a time travel episode involving Bishop and Nimrod, and I think also Cable, that had Nimrod, where Nimrod was obviously the bad guy. I think it was a loose adaptation of Days of Future Past. Also, Nimrod has shown up in numerous comic stories. So, Nimrod here comes in at 375, 275, or 175 points. Yeah. We got 3 traits. First off, reconfiguring weapon system for maximum effect. At the beginning of your turn, choose a standard attack power. Nimrod can use that power this turn. Okay, alright. Next up, running comparative evaluation of reference data. When Nimrod is attacked and would be hit, you may roll 2d6. If your roll is equal or higher than the attacker's attack roll, Nimrod evades that attack and after resolutions deal the attacker damage to their printed damage value. Okay, alright. Okay, it's maybe not as bad as I thought it was. Humph. Oh, yeah. Keywords. Sentinel, Future, Robot. Finally, we have Repair Protocols activated. Each time Nimrod takes 2 or more damage from an opponent's attack, give him a structural damage token. Free. Remove a structural damage token to heal 1 click. Okay. Looking at the dial, we get some phasing teleport, some sidestep, some very late dial charge. Nothing on attack, but at the same time you can pick any attack power, any standard attack power, and use it. So yeah. Defense, we get Indomitable, which is fitting because, robot. Invincible, Impervious, back to Invincible. Well, Invincible for 1 click, then a couple Impervious, 1 more click of Invincible, a couple more Impervious, 1 more Invincible, 3 Impervious, followed by 3 Invulnerable, and we end on 1 last click of Invulnerability. Okay, so I'll be honest. When I first saw the dial for Nimrod, I was kind of unimpressed, largely due to the whole, oh, there's no running shot, and there's just 3 clicks of charge at the very ass end of the dial. Not even hypersonic speed. I kind of rolled my eyes like, why am I bothering with this? But okay, it's not so bad. That the running comparative evaluation of reference data trait actually does kind of salvage it a bit. Especially since it is the same thing as one of the traits that the 2x2 Thanos from Avengers Infinity does, but without the extra point cost. So I'll allow it. Alright. And we got one more booster to go for today. So, let's crack it open then, shall we? Oh, we got our first duplicate Colossal. And got our Kleinstock brother. Guard Command, okay. Frenzy, alright. Another one I was actually very pleased to see was on the set. Jean Grey. And is that a regular onslaught? Yeah. And another onslaught. Nice that we got multiple copies of the Kleinstock brother. Can actually use that whole. Oh yes, there are 3, so run 3. Hopefully. Okay, so we'll start off with Guard Command. Okay, so Guard Command comes in at 25 points. Got no team ability with Brotherhood of Mutants keyword as well as the Armor and Soldier keywords. So, looking at the dial, we get a couple clicks of sidestep that are not basically you're not one after the other. I can't think of the word. I know there's a word for that, but I can't think of it right now. Then we've got a couple clicks of the special attack power. We're all for peaceful rehabilitation here. Incapacitate. When Guard Command uses it, after resolutions, the hit character modifies attack by -2 until your next turn. Okay. Then on defense, we've got toughness, followed by defend. And finally, on attack, or on damage, we open up with nothing but click into support. And okay, to be clear, Guard Command comes from the X-Men 92 Infinite comic. Okay, alright. Okay. Moving on to Jean Grey. Now, we pulled Jean in the pre-release. But, like I said, it's been a little while since we talked about the pre-release, so yeah. Jean Grey comes in at 50 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Men keyword, and she has this trait, Scott. Unique modifier at the beginning of your turn. Choose a combat value. Jean Grey is adjacent to a friendly character named Cyclops. Modify the chosen combat value by +1. I'm guessing the modifier lasts until the beginning of your next turn. It actually does not say, so. Alright, so looking at her dial, got a few clicks of mind control. Then on attack, we get a couple clicks of telekinesis, followed by a couple clicks of psychic blast, and then back to telekinesis. And then finally, on defense, we open up with a special defense power, force field projection. Toughness. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the X-Men keyword can use toughness. That I like. Just saying, oh, you got the X-Men. You're a friendly character with the X-Men keyword. Okay, you got toughness. Wait, but no, you got toughness. Oh, okay. Anyway, that then gives way to Energy Shield Deflection. She is actually pretty good, and a bit of a utility figure that definitely helps out with it. She's got that whole, that whole bit where she's just like, oh yeah, hey, you got toughness. Next up, we've got Frenzy. Frenzy is a longtime X-Men villain. She was a member of the Femizons. I think she was also part of the there was a group of like offhand Apocalypse hench people, not the Horsemen, not the Dark Riders, but yeah. Emissaries of Evil, maybe? That may be it. Yeah, she ended up joining the Acolytes, and would eventually join the X-Men proper. So she comes in at 80 points. She's got the Acolytes, Amazons, X-Men, and Soldier keywords. We got the Mutant Messiah trait. So she can basically pick someone to be the Messiah, and that person is Mastermind. Looking at the dial, we open up with a special power on speed. Time to cleanse the flat scans. Leap climb. When Frenzy uses it, if she moved 5 squares or less, after resolution, she can use Close Combat Expert at no cost. Okay, I really like that. That is great. I love it. How can I not love that? Oh. Anyway, time to cleanse the flat scans gives way to charge. Then on attack, we start off with 3 blank clicks followed by 3 clicks of super strength. She's got Indomitable, which is definitely something you don't see too much on the with the Acolytes or the Brotherhood. I think the only ones that have it are the Sabretooth, the Construct Magneto, and Sauron does, and Exodus, the 2x2 Exodus does. But yeah, most of them are not on the will, do not have Indom. But she got Invulnerability followed by Toughness, and starts off at a 19 defense. Damn, that's sweet, yeah. Okay, now moving on to damage. We start off with a special power, like a hot wire buzzing in my brain. Battle Fury, Close Combat Expert. Nice, okay. Which then gives way to just regular Battle Fury. Okay, alright. I can dig it. Alrighty. And now we've got Onslaught. Last figure for today. Onslaught here comes in at 900 points, 500 points, or 125 points. Like I said, I pulled him in the pre-release as well, so we have gone over him already. But he's got the XMen and Brotherhood team abilities, and he's got the armor, monster keywords, as well as improved targeting towards hindering terrain and characters. And we got 2 traits. First off is behind the scenes. Onslaught can't be targeted by opposing characters 5 or more squares away. Okay. That's pretty great. Next up, we've got Psychic Juggernaut. Onslaught has protected, mind control, outwit, and penetrating psychic blast. Yeah, good luck getting it, scratching the paint on this guy. Once per turn, Onslaught can use in-cap, mind control, or telekinesis as a free action. We'll get into some possibilities of that later in a little bit. So now we got, looking at the dial, we got facing teleport for a little bit, then a whole lot of sidestep, then some mind control, back to sidestep, and then rounding it back out to facing teleport. Looking at the dial, looking at attack, we open up with penetrating psychic blast for a few clicks, then a few more clicks of precision strike, followed by the special power Kill You, Kane Marco. What a splendid idea! Onslaught can knock back characters that can use charge or combat reflexes. Oh boy, that's something, all right. When Onslaught hits with a close attack, or when Onslaught hits with a close attack, a hit character unequips all equipment and drops any held objects, and after resolutions, Onslaught knocks back a hit character 9 squares. That's yeah. That's just with a close attack. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to roll doubles. So yeah, if Onslaught hits, yeah, knockback 9. But it does have to be close. So okay, yeah, there is that. So that then gives way to a few clicks of Pulse Wave, then back to Splendid Idea, and then finishing up with Pulse Wave. Defense, we've got Indomitable. We open up with a few clicks of Invincible, followed by a few clicks of Impervious, followed by Invulnerability, back to Impervious, one more click of Invulnerability, and then we round it out with 5 clicks of Super Senses. And finally on damage, we open up with a special damage power, Reshaping Reality. Probability Control, Shape Change. When Onslaught uses Probability Control to re-roll an opposing character's attack roll and the final result is a miss. After resolutions, you may place that opposing character up to 3 squares away from their current square. Whew. Yeah, that can be kind of devastating. Okay, so after that we get a few clicks of regular probability control. Then we get some Outwit, then some Perplex, then back to Reshaping Reality, which then gives way to more probability control, and then finishing off with the 2 final clicks being Reshaping Reality again. Okay, that is Onslaught, and that is it for today's batch of figures from my case of Dark Phoenix Saga. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.